So, my friends, in 1988 or thereabouts, I wrote Quantum Healing, and that was vilified by the medical establishment. And actually, I had to leave Massachusetts and go to California because I was in a group practice and I'd heard rumors that I was going to be fired for talking about outlandish things and was an embarrassment to my colleagues. So before being fired, I left Boston, Massachusetts, where I was teaching at several hospitals and medical schools and also had a group practice. I went to California thinking that the environment would be more friendly, but it was equally hostile in the beginning. And then, of course, because of the vilification by the medical profession, it kind of seeped into the public as well. And I started to get very bad and nasty criticism on Wikipedia. It's still there. So if you go to Wikipedia, they basically say that Deepak Chopra's teachings are not even wrong, quote unquote, and that at best what he offers is a placebo response. And of course, you know that a lot of healings from alternative practices is dismissed as placebo, something that happens because the patient believes in that and the mechanism is not known. So now we've come full circle with quantum biology and also quantum body and quantum universe. And we do definitely have the scientific basis for both quantum healing and quantum metabolism. There is growing evidence now that thoughts, feelings, emotions, imagination, and meditation can influence gene expression. This is known as the science of epigenetics, which studies how environmental factors can cause changes in gene expression without changing the DNA sequence. One study, for example, found that people who had experienced childhood neglect had different gene expression patterns in a part of the brain which is called the hippocampus, a brain region that is involved in memory and emotion. These people had different gene expression than people who had not experienced neglect. Another study found that people who had practiced mindfulness meditation for at least 8 weeks had different gene expression patterns in the brain regions involved in stress regulation. The Chopra Foundation conducted a study in 2012 which showed genes that were responsible for self-regulation, homeostasis, and healing went up some 17-fold in a 1-week retreat on mindfulness and meditation. All the genes that were responsible for inappropriate inflammation, chronic diseases like Alzheimer's, cancer, etc., went down significantly, as did inflammatory markers. The release of hormones and other chemicals that can affect gene expression is triggered by thoughts, feelings, emotions, meditation, and beliefs. We now know that the activation of signaling pathways that regulate gene expression is also changed by thoughts, feelings, beliefs, actions, imagination, and meditation. The modification of DNA packaging, which can affect genes that are accessible for transcription. So there are two phases. One is called transcription, when DNA replicates itself, and the other is called translation, which is the creation of proteins by messenger RNA. And all these are affected by thoughts, feelings, emotions, imagination, and meditation. We know that stress can lead to the expression of genes involved in inflammation and the stress response. So called negative emotions such as anxiety, fear, depression, guilt, shame, humiliation, depression can lead to the expression of genes involved in pain and mood regulation. Imagination can be used to activate specific gene expression pathways. For example, studies have shown that imagination and imagining exercises can lead to the expression of genes involved in muscle growth. This would be very interesting, I think, to athletes. Meditation, of course, has been shown to reduce stress and anxiety and to increase the expression of genes involved in relaxation and well being. All these findings and studies suggest that our thoughts, feelings, emotions, imagination, and meditation can have a profound impact on our health and well being. By practicing positive mental habits, we can promote the expression of genes that support health and well being and reduce the expression of genes that promote disease. And this is now the science of epigenetics. And this is how also belief becomes biology. Explains a lot of things like spontaneous remissions, reversal of chronic diseases, and also the future of well-being that now can be documented by looking at all these studies and looking at how these mental events affect gene expression, autonomic activity, override sympathetic overdrive, and bring about homeostasis, healing, self-regulation. So, my friends, let's just not dismiss healing by just calling it the placebo response. What you're doing is changing gene expression, transcription and translation both, and your mind heals your body through epigenetics. And this is now mainstream science. Okay? Quantum healing, quantum biology, quantum metabolism, quantum body, and quantum universe all point to a self-regulating awareness as the underlying ground of all existence. And that self-regulating awareness is pure consciousness. You are the field, and you are also the knower of the field. Please give me feedback on whether this is useful or not.